Are a group of schools that are the most expensive, the most elite, if you will.
So the public schools in the UK are actually the most expensive ones, not
for example,
here in the US,
Eton,
where it's just like public
Harrow,
schools are just the
Cheltenham
regular
Ladies
schools that people go
These
to
are
in
the kinds
general.
of schools that
What is going on, guys? It is JJ here, back with a new video today. Once again, today we're going to take a look at British Explained once again, and this video will be a little bit different once again than what we actually have been looking at because it's going to be an explanation of the British education system. It's not necessarily a comparison of the American versus the British yet. We will get to that comparison video at another day. If you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments below. But today, I'm just going to try to understand the British education system a little bit better because never in a million years have I understood it. Obviously, it's not like the U.S. one where we go elementary school, which is when you're from the ages of about 6 to around 10 or 11, and then middle school, which is around 11 to about 12, 13, 14. It's like the 3 grades, like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then high school where you get 9 to 12, and then I believe there are prep academies in the U.S., but I didn't even know those were a thing until about a year ago. And then most people, most high schoolers in the United States, after 9 through 12, they go to college or university after that, and then obviously they spend however many years there, and then your education system is done. Hopefully, thank goodness. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to know the British education system, and I'm gonna watch the video and stop talking about it. So yeah, let's get into the video. As well, guys, you can find the original video just down in the description below, and please let me know your thoughts on the British education system in general. So,
welcome to my brand new series, Britain Explained, where I'll guide you through different aspects of British culture. Today we're looking at the British education system, and I'm going to show you how this country learns. So if you're ready, let's do this.
Taking the B-roll footage. Real British English. No.
Hello and welcome to Eat, Sleep, Dream English. If you haven't met me before, my name is Tom, and I teach fresh, modern British English so that you can take your English to the next level and achieve your life goals. Today we're looking at the British education system, and I'm going to break down how it works in 15 steps. So let's get to number 1. The first thing to note is that education is compulsory from the ages of 5
compulsory. Now I know what that means. Yeah, 100% I know what that means.
16. That means that everybody in the country
has to go to school between.
In 1988,
wait, only to 16? You only have to go to school up until 16? What? Wait, okay.
Curriculum was introduced. The national curriculum is a framework for learning. It was brought in to standardize learning across the country so that all students were learning the same things. In Britain, we have 2 main types of schools. We have state schools and private schools or independent schools.
State school. So in the US, it's just public and private. Same as this. Like your private schools will be like your Catholic schools or your prep schools, stuff like that, and your public schools will just be whatever city that you're in.
It's free. It's open to everybody. It's government funded, and you don't have to pay. So it's for anybody to attend. Now the other type of school is a private school or independent school. These are fee-paying schools, so students are expected to pay fees per term, and they don't have to follow the national curriculum so strictly. Whereas in a state school, they have to follow the national curriculum. In addition to private schools or independent schools, we also have public schools. These are a group of schools that are the most expensive, the most elite, if you will.
So the public schools in the UK are actually the most expensive ones, not
for example,
here in the US,
Eton,
where it's just like public schools are just the regular schools that people go to in general.
These are the kinds of schools that royalty go to. For example, Prince Harry and Prince William both went to Eton. So it sounds like they should be free.
Like yeah, the public schools sound like they should be free.
It's the opposite. So when we're 5 years old, we go to primary school. Primary school is the first school you'll go to. It's from 5 to 11. So
that's elementary school. That's what
in
I was talking
America,
about.
they would call primary school elementary school.
Okay.
So over here,
thank you.
Primary school.
I was like, I figured he kind of understood the comparisons between the two.
Go to secondary school.
It's primary, secondary.
School is from 11 to 16 or sometimes 18 as well. In America, they call that a high school, but here, secondary school.
Okay, so instead of secondary school, there's actually 2 different tiers in the US, what we talked about, middle school and then high school. And sometimes you will have schools that have them like combined.
This is in Britain.
The little one that I went to, middle school and high school,
which is open
were like
to
combined buildings, but they were separate.
In some places, we still use the system of grammar schools and secondary modern. Now, a grammar school is generally more academic, whereas a secondary modern is more vocational. When you finish primary school, you'll take an exam called the 11 plus, and that will decide if you go to a grammar school or a secondary modern. As I say, this is only in some areas in Britain. Generally, certainly in London, where I live, we have comprehensive schools, which is just for everybody.
Just for
I know
everybody.
it's getting a bit
Okay.
complicated, but school and maybe start a job or do something else. So between the ages of 16 and 18, we have something called sixth form. Sixth form. These are the top 2 years of the school. You have the lower sixth,
Lower sixth,
and
then
then
you go to upper
to
sixth,
the
and that's
upper
high.
sixth. That's the
Well,
highest class.
okay, wait, I
at
definitely
school.
might admit. Oh, GCSEs, that's what we're talking about.
At 16, you then get to choose if you want to continue with school or leave school and maybe start a job.
So between the ages
or
of 16
do
and
something
18, you
else.
just
So
take
between
the
ages of
test?
16
You just
and
take a whole
18,
bunch of
we have something
GCSEs?
called sixth form. Sixth form. These are the top 2 years of the school. You have the lower sixth, and then you go to the upper sixth. That's the highest class at school. In sixth form, you do something called A levels. Now, if you study for 2 years, you'll get an A level. If you study for 1 year, you'll get an AS level. Generally, you do about 3 or 4 A levels. I remember I did.
Got 4 A level.
I think
Okay,
I
so
did
this man is
4
smart.
A-levels.
Is what he's trying to say.
And
He's
again,
trying to say
you
it
can get
nicely
A
though.
stars, A's, B's, C's, etc. That's how it's graded. In Scotland, they don't do A levels. They do something called hires. Hires. Now, at this age, between 16 and 18, you can choose to stay in your secondary school, but we also have something called a college, or a sixth form college, as it's also known, where you can go and study your A levels. This can get a bit confusing because I know in America, colleges are what we call universities, but our word college
Well, I mean, they're called colleges too. It's the
has a
same
few
thing.
other meanings. In this case, the sixth form college is for 16 to 18-year-olds. There are some colleges that follow the International Baccalaureate system, the IB system, and in some places you can choose to follow that system rather than the A-level system. If you're not interested in doing academic subjects, then you can do vocational subjects. We have something called a BTEC or an NVQ or
Apprenticeships. Okay, yeah,
And
those
you
are
can do
apprenticeships are the same things here. Yeah, vocational schools, those
subjects
are all
like
the same
plumbing
things. Yeah.
or carpentry, things like that. Perhaps more practical skills that lead into a job. In Britain, there are a number of faith schools. These are schools that are connected to a religion.
Private schools.
The
Those are like
majority
private
are Church
vocational.
of
They're not
England
vocational.
schools.
Private schools in the U.S.
There
are
are
like
also
those. Faith
schools from
schools.
other religions like Catholicism, Islam, Judaism, and this is where
Right,
they
I still
follow
don't
the
know what
national curriculum,
Judaism is.
but they also are
Is that like
associated
the
and
Jewish
teach the
religion?
practices of these religions. Many students who pass their A-levels then go on to university. Now, a university in Britain, we do one subject. We take one core subject. So again, it could be English, it could be data science, it could be history. We do one main subject. And a bachelor's degree or an undergraduate degree takes 3 years. However, in Scotland...
So it's even
they
less
do
years to
4
do your
years
degree?
And at the end of your course, you take something called your finals. Your finals. These are your exams at the end to see what grade you get. Now, our grading system goes from a first, which is the top, then you get a 2-1, a 2-2, and then a third.
What?
If
Why
you're
are
in
they
your
not
first
just
year of
letter
university,
grades?
You're called a fresher. And in fact, the first week of university is known as your freshers week. Freshers week. Then
Second
you become
year
second
and a third year.
And when you're in your third
Listen,
year,
there
you're
are
in
a
your
lot of similarities between the two, but it's just
final year.
the little
There are
things
a
here and there,
group
the
of
little
elite
things here and there that make the
universities,
difference.
Like Oxford, Cambridge, Bristol, Edinburgh, and they are known as
Red Brick University.
Red Brick Universities. They're the old traditional universities. Kind of similar to in America.
And we've got the Ivy League, yeah,
schools.
Ivy League schools
Here
are
we
Red
call
Brick
them
universities.
University
Although they're
is
kind of
also
just there for
shortened
the
down to
name, aren't
uni.
they?
So when I'm talking about universities, I'll say, oh, you know, which uni did you go to? Means which university did you go to? It's also common for people to do a master's, which is considered to be a postgraduate degree. You can do a
master's is the
which
same
you do
too.
1 or 2 years.
I like that
and
we
then
can.
of course
I can
a
just like
PhD
sort of tell
if
you
want
guys
to
what
continue
what's the
with
same,
that.
what's different.
Right,
But obviously,
consumers, what I'd like you to do is
obviously
in the
most of the
comments
things
below, I'd like
are
you to
similar.
share your system. What are the similarities?
I mean, I would share my experience. Realistically, my education experience went to university, did the whatever 4 years of high school. So what would you guys call that? I don't know. Our GCSEs essentially is like called the ACT, is what it's called in the U.S. Or the SAT, depending if you live on the coast or not. The ACT here in the Midwest, and then you got into university. I did really good on the ACT. Went into university, studied sports studies, journalism, double major. So I had 2 degrees. Took classes for those 2 degrees, aced them all. Wasn't really difficult in the slightest. It's a lot more practical stuff than it is actual tests and exams. And then here we are. So this is basically it. So let me know what you guys think though on the British education system, I guess, compared to the United States one. We will do a comparison video because I'd like to sort of understand maybe the differences. We talked about a lot of the similarities and differences between the two, but maybe especially the GCSEs things that I could definitely learn more on. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys for another video. Peace.